dinosaurs surfacing for a moment into that world of intellectual clarity, but plunging down again to the sea bottom where the rocks are silently forming from the sediment that's coming down from the air, sand, from sandstorms, dust, Men know their affinity with rock and with soil, but they also use them, at first as simply as coral organisms use calcium, or as caddis worms use shell and pebbles, but soon also consciously to express imagined ideas. Rocks help them express ideas. People into rock. Sculptors, architects, builders. Building, you see, is one of the activities relating men most directly to their land. Everyone who travels inside Britain knows those sudden changes between region and region, from areas where houses are built of brick or of timber and daub and field are hedged. Daub and fields are hedged, to those where houses are of stone and fields enclosed by dry stone walling. Dry stone means there's no cement in between the rocks to make the wall stand up. It's all balance, gravity. Dry stone. That stuff around here is not dry stone. It's cemented together. Mm-hmm. Okay. Dry stones, when they just pile the rocks up on walls, like you see them in New England. All right. Everywhere in the ancient mountainous country of the West, they're talking about like Western England and Western Scotland, Wales. Everywhere in the ancient mountainous country of the West and North, stone is taken for granted, where the sudden appearance of walls instead of hedges catches the eye along the belt of Jurassic limestones. See, once you start going north into England, there's no more hedges. It's stone walls, dry stone walls. No hedges in Scotland. The change is most dramatic in Lincolnshire, where the limestone of Lincoln Edge is not more than a few miles. Let me find something else. I'm almost finished here now. She's amazing, isn't she? Well, she loves Henry Moore. I want to get into Henry Moore. We have to get some books on him, don't you think so? I want to see his sculpture. I've seen it before. I wasn't ready when I saw it, though. I didn't realize how great it was. Oh, she talks about the granite here. Here it is, granite. Granite. It seems inevitable to begin with granite, even though so many people have ended with it, lying under those glossy pinkish slabs labeled in gold or black and sometimes crowned with a stony wreath. The Royal Mausoleum at Frogmore is built of Dartmoor granite. Dartmoor is a big moorland up in northern England, real gloomy. While inside it, the 30-ton sarcophagus in which the anxieties of the Prince Consort were laid to rest is of granite too, but Scottish granite, a genuine blue peterhead from Aberdeen. The Queen loved granite because she hated change. Queen Victoria, hear that? She hated change. At her express wish, 19 varieties representing the principal Aberdeen granites were used to ornament the pulpit at Balmoral. A granite pulpit for the priest, for the minister to preach from in Balmoral, Scotland. There's a castle there in a chapel. It's the Queen's Scottish castle. Okay. The mausoleum and sarcophagus at Frogmore represent the two main sources of granite, Scotland and the southwestern peninsula of England. Detached, those are where you get granite in Great Britain, Scotland and southwestern England there, peninsula. Detached blocks of granite have been used in their own localities since the beginning of our architecture. For megalithic tombs, for standing stones, and sacred avenues, they'll lay the granite down as a sacred path, For megalithic tombs, for standing stones and sacred avenues, for early Christian crosses. But it was not until the 18th century, the 1700s, that it was quarried for anything more than rough local purposes. Then it went out of style for significant architecture, and even then with great difficulty. Some of the first from Cornwall was used for the outside of Smeaton's ill-fated Eddystone Lighthouse, which was destroyed by the ocean, a lighthouse. Then both Devon and Aberdeen granite went into Rennie's Waterloo Bridge. I seem to remember that on its demolition, the balusters were sold as mementos and must now be scattered up and down the country. With the Victorians, and how appropriately, granite came into its own. The substance of wild moorlands was transformed into curbstones, railway bridges, into post offices, public fountains, and public houses, pubs, family fish shops, fish and chip shops, and above all into banks. Ironically, this rock, the pillar of Victorianism, a symbol for endurance, can also remind us of insecurity and impermanence, coming as it does directly from the restless crag beneath us. The quagmire of molten lava underneath the earth. The restless, that's real English, isn't it? Quag. I love that. The molten sea, here it is. The restless crag beneath us, the molten sea in which our wafer floats. The continent floats on it. Isn't that great? Mm-hmm. For the basalts, that's the volcanic molten rock, is basalt. That molten lava is when it solidifies, it becomes basalt. So all that rock you see around volcanoes, that solid black rock, and we see when we take the bus down to Lancaster, that's basalt. It's solidified magma that came up through the earth, through cracks in the earth. You know, it started when the thing blew up around up around Bridgeport in that area, you know, and then it flowed down to Lone Pine. All right. For the basalts and other igneous rocks that are the products of actual volcanic eruption, little use has been found except for road making. It's rough rock to shape or anything. It's harder to shape than granite, that stuff. They crush it and make it for road building. Visitors to the Lake District in England may know that Keswick is largely built of the volcanic ash of Borrowdale. The particles now held in the walls of its cottages and flower gardens, once having fallen in fiery cascades onto an Ordovician sea. The ocean used to be there. And the volcano, you know, went off and it rained down rocks and everything. For the mason, there is an important distinction between granite and other igneous rocks in the sedimentary deposits. Anyway, you're not up on